Welcome back, everybody. My friend Lily here just moved into her Honda Element. So Lily's gonna ask me a bunch of questions about things that she wants to know about van life, how to get started, and I'm gonna answer those questions, so that should be very informative for you guys.
And for me. The first question I have for Steven would obviously be, what do you wish you knew before you started living in your Honda Element?
Oh man.
What are like, you know, maybe three things you really wish you knew beforehand?
I think I just really wish I had the knowledge of where to park, and you just gain that with experience, right? And I think I tended to like overthink it a lot, and then what I've come to realize over time is that people just don't really mind that much as long as you arrive late and leave early. So you can park in like residential neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You can park in like 24-hour Planet Fitnesses. You can park at like Cracker Barrels or Walmarts, and like as long as you're not opening the back and like cooking in the back and like throwing all your stuff all around the street, you're gonna be fine.
Right.
So, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And if you do get the knock, you leave.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, if you're on, like, let's say you go to Walmart and you get a knock, you're likely gonna interact with security.
Right.
And not the police.
Right.
So
right.
it's just, they're gonna be like, okay, you can't sleep here, and if you do, we'll call the cops. But
have you ever had the cops called on you before?
no, I haven't.
Wow.
I've only, where's wood? Wood.
Yeah, there. In your element.
I've only interacted with security guards, and it hasn't been an issue. So.
Well, that's really great.
Yeah.
I feel like that puts my heart at ease a little bit.
I think the other thing I wish I knew is that, like, you got to figure out the bathroom situation. Like, you got to, like, I'm a guy, you can pee in a bottle, whatever. If you got to poop in the middle of the night, that's another story. So you got to be strategic. I'm strategic with what I eat and when I eat it, so I don't have those issues ever. They've happened. They've happened, but.
But that's how you learn from them, right? And then
right.
you figure out a strategy.
Yeah. The third thing, like I had this knowledge going in, but I imagine if I didn't have this knowledge going in, it would be a problem. But I would want to know how to work on my own car. If I'm gonna because it's like if something happens in the middle of nowhere,
Of course.
or if you hear like a noise or you get a check engine light, you're gonna want to know like what to do.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
you can freak out and stress out. It could be something like really small. So if you get like a code reader for your car, you can plug it into the car, and it can tell you what's going on with the car.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah, so I think having some sort of like mechanical knowledge, especially if you're gonna be living on the road, you know?
Code reader.
Yeah, definitely get a code reader.
I've been creating a list of like all the things I need to do. Code reader. That's really good. That's really good information. That's true. I didn't even. Well, of course you think about knowing how to fix your car, but because this is my first car, also I think that.
That's cool.
Last, has it been? I think it's been almost 24 hours that I've like been here with the Element.
Yep.
And I feel as though I've misplaced a lot of stuff. So my next question for you is, how do you stay organized in your Honda Element?
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. So on my channel, there's two people. There's Dewey, Molly, and her Element, and also the one I just posted, Kevin, and his Element. They are super organized, and like everything has its place, and it's like not far off from everything being labeled. So check out those videos because they're so much better. I am getting better. I've gotten better, and I have this nice cabinet, which is nice. I got this pull-out drawer, which is nice.
Right.
And I kind of have a general idea, but I think the biggest thing, it's like a simple rule when you're organizing stuff, is just everything has to have its place, and then you have to put it back to its place.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like leave it out, because then you're gonna lose it, and it gets really difficult in a small space. You lost your sandals, you lost your spoon.
I don't have a spoon. I lost my knife.
Not your knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. That's super valid. And yeah, I watched both of those videos, and it's some heavy organization.
Yeah.
Proper organization.
I need tips from you guys. Give me organization tips. I think people buy molly panels, like for the side. They add like little molly panels.
Oh yeah.
And they're like bags that hang on the side.
Oh.
or they have cabinets. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, so there are ways to stay organized, and also storage obviously can be made from like underneath a bed platform.
right.
You don't really need like the fanciest setup
No,
to have storage room and spaces to store your stuff, I feel like.
exactly.
Okay, that's really good information once again. I guess because I'm about to build out my element, my question for you is, what are some things that people overlook when they're building for the first time?
I think it's good that you're going out now with nothing. So then now you can go into it when you start your build
Yeah.
and be like, okay, I want to do this, or this is how I like to hang out in the element, because you can draw up this crazy plan,
Yeah.
right? And you can have this like just amazing idea of like, oh, I want it to look like this. And if you just go ahead with the plan without ever trying it out in the wild, you can make your plan, spend this money, and then all of a sudden you're like, I really don't like my build.
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing is smart, actually.
Okay, good. I think I do like the idea of having maybe like a platform, obviously.
And like what I've done with mine is that I can sleep 2 people if I want, but
Right.
almost all the time it's just me.
Right.
So at a certain point I had a pull-out bed where I can do 2 people, you know?
I see.
But now that I have the Heroes Hot Rod swivel seat linked down below,
It's so cool.
it is cool. But because mine's just like a single bed setup,
Yeah, no.
and I really like it that way.
You have your hangout now.
I have I have space to just hang out and work on my laptop and stuff.
Yep.
So
That's very nice.
So yeah, you might want to think like, okay, do I want to do a single person setup? Do I want a double person setup?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow. Okay, so that's something that you would say to consider.
Yeah. Yeah. I think spend some time in it without anything, figure out how you like it, and then move from there.
Forward. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
So basically, the advice is don't start with a pre-made build because you may not like it.
Yeah.
Like hang out in your element a little,
Totally.
figure out what you desire, and then go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so obviously hygiene is important. How do you advise me to find places to shower or use the restroom more specifically? And then to add on to that, I would say, you know, how do you manage cooking? Like you mentioned earlier, if you're in a Walmart overnight parking lot, or maybe it's not overnight, but you're still sleeping there, you may not want to cook outside your vehicle. Like, what is some advice you have? Like, should I cook in advance? Like, meal prep? Like, those are some. So, bathroom, shower, and cooking.
Yeah. Okay. So
How?
bathroom, we get a water bottle, get a shiwi, pee in the bottle.
Okay.
You know,
Easy.
If you have to poop, like, it's not fun. So depending on where you are, right? If you're in the city-ish, like Starbucks are open late or
Okay.
early, you know. So if it's an emergency, you can go in there, buy something, and use the restroom. Sometimes like 24-hour like grocery stores or like CVS's, you know.
Okay.
If you park near like a Planet Fitness, which is 24-hour fitness,
Right.
like that's a good way to use the restroom. But yeah, just that's one of the hardest things about living in a car is like, where do you poop if you have to poop and there's an emergency? It's
Right.
just I mean, you can buy a small toilet, I guess, for like a super mega emergency.
Yeah.
But I don't want to shit in the car, you know. I'd rather just
Yeah.
like get outside and poop in a bush and bring a doggy bag or something.
Right, but that's the other thing too. Like, obviously, that's an option. Is pooping if you're in nature, pooping in nature, just making sure you don't leave a trace.
Yeah, well, if you're in nature, bring a shovel, dig a hole,
Yeah.
poop in it, and
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah.
I didn't do this for a while, but now I do. Is like you just get like baby wipes,
Oh,
right? For your face, for your back, whatever. Like if you can't make it to a shower, it's nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little something.
Yep.
I have like a small section in the element
Yeah.
where it's just toiletries.
Yep.
So I've got like multivitamins and all sorts of whatever supplements. And then I have my toothbrush and everything's in one spot. So then I know it's like, okay, it's like my mini bathroom, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get ready for bed, do all the things, you know?
Yeah, that's perfect. So you have your little bathroom, you know, refreshment area.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
So bathroom, cooking. So cooking is a freaking production, right? Because you got to pull the thing out, you got to set it up, you got to do the.
I like that you said it's a freaking production. It is.
It is.
It
'Cause
is.
you got to pull it out, put the thing, turn the thing on stove, cook. Then you got to wash the dishes, no running water.
Oh, yeah.
You got to do all this extra crap. So meal prep is a freaking good idea.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
if you can cook and have that food for multiple days,
Mm-hmm.
but what I found, I'm gonna get a ton of hate.
Okay.
I just eat out.
Oh, yeah.
I just eat out, and
Yeah.
I eat out cheaply,
Yeah.
like, and good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like it saves me so much time. A lot of times it saves me money because I'm
Sure.
wasting. I'm not eating all the food that I buy because it's
Oh,
just
okay.
me sometimes, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That
yeah.
can be a problem. Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes I just go out and get a couple tacos or, you know, like a bowl from Chipotle or go to Whole Foods.
But that's good. That is true if you're in a city.
Right.
If you're camping and you're out of the city, let's say you're just, living off grid,
That's a whole nother story.
that's a whole other story.
And-
I mean, cooking is accessible right from the back of your car. And,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean that's fun.
Yeah.
And I think typically I only cook big meals when I'm out like camping like this.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, or know I'm gonna be out in the wild for a while.
right.
Otherwise, I'm like going to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Like Trader Joe's has like this like just chicken thing or tuna, whatever, you know. So yeah.
There are ways to eat and not have to cook, but I guess meal prepping if you're going to be nearest, like in the city is important, or finding good ways to find food.
And
that you can eat.
everyone's different,
Yeah.
right? Because like I think Rosa, like, she cooks like one meal a day.
Oh wow.
So she just waits, cooks one meal, eats the whole,
Eats.
and then she's set.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I eat like multiple times a day.
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of protein shakes as well.
right.
So yeah, I go out and I eat cheap and healthy.
Yep.
And then when I do cook, it's usually when I'm out camping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How do you find places to sleep that feel safe for you, that
Mm-hmm.
are accessible? I know in the beginning you mentioned that maybe you were overthinking it a lot when you first begun, but just to touch on that one more time.
Yeah.
What is your advice for me as far as, and anyone that's doing this, as far as how do I find a safe spot to sleep at night, last minute?
Yep.
And also what happens if maybe I have no service? What happens if maybe my phone dies and I have no way to charge it, but I know I need to find a spot to sleep that night? What do you advise me to do? It's a loaded question because there's environment differences, right? At one point, maybe I'm in a city, maybe I'm a little bit outside of the city, maybe I can find a parking garage, maybe I'm in a forest. So there's different environmental
Yeah.
differences, but
Sure. So
overall advice.
I spend a majority of my time in the city. So
Right.
let me talk about the city first.
Okay.
Okay. So in the city, I think we just find places with the element. It's very stealthy.
Yeah.
Especially if your element doesn't have like a bunch of stuff on top and it's in pretty good shape. It kind of blends in with other cars in the area. So I work in residential neighborhoods all the time, like just random residential neighborhoods. I roll up around like 9:30, 10 or
Right,
later.
right.
Right. Everyone's in bed already, or if they're out, they're just walking their dogs or going for a walk.
They're not worried about
And
it.
then I get up. I'm up at like 6:37.
Yeah.
And then I'm gone. I'm off to the gym.
Yeah.
So they never know I'm there.
Right.
Right. It's just boom, I'm in and I'm out. So like, you're driving into a new place. It's late at night. You're like, crap, where am I gonna park? My default is just quiet residential neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I'm not like in Compton or Hawthorne.
Right.
You know? If I'm driving like in Oregon or whatever, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Rest stops, I mean, if it's just for a night, if you're just passing through, you going to bed, waking up, I've had no issues
Okay,
at rest
okay.
stops.
Especially if I'm doing long travels or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Gas stations, too,
Okay.
same thing. I park near Tesla superchargers,
Oh,
no problems.
good to know.
Cracker Barrels, those are like, they welcome it. They welcome people who live in their cars. So
Oh.
just do it.
Specifically Cracker Barrel? I
Yeah.
did not hear that.
Yeah, Cracker
That's-
Barrel. Yeah. There's a couple other places like that, but Cracker Barrel's the one that comes to mind.
I'm writing that down.
And if you're just out like in the boonies, kinda, you can look for BLM land,
Right.
and that's Bureau of Land Management land. And there's a
Yep.
bunch of places you can park there. It's all free to park. Usually, they have designated campsites, but it's not really like patrolled or anything, so you're usually good there. And then also like trailheads. So if you're gonna like hike a trail in the morning, if you park at the trailhead, I haven't had issues there either.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right? Because
Yeah.
people are just like, oh, I'm gonna go for the trail.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, if you got the knock, it's like, well, I'm like, why would you even get a knock? You're at a trailhead. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
So yeah.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, I think it definitely does. And then as far as so that's really good to know with like no service, I can kind of just rely on that information. If I have a phone, I know you mentioned iOverlander is the best app to use.
So iOverlander is an app where you can just like people like pool together resources and like, oh, I've slept here and I slept there.
Right.
So iOverlander's free resource. Check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other apps that you have used to help you, or no?
Just Google Maps.
Just Google Maps. Okay.
Google Maps. Find a trailhead.
Sounds good.
Okay. This is a pro tip right here.
Yes.
I wish I did this when I first started van life. Absolutely.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, when you find a spot that you like, you create a Google Maps list.
Right.
Right? You're like, okay, I slept here. These are the coordinates. So if you're ever back in that area, you're like, oh yeah, there.
Right there.
I started this like a year ago. I wish I
should have started it way back
Man,
when.
there's been so many cool spots, and I'm like in the same area. I was like, oh, where is that spot? I can't find it. I'm like driving around for 15 minutes.
That is so true.
That's a good tip right there.
So basically, take note of everywhere you like sleeping.
Yeah.
Because you can come back to it probably.
I have like a maps thing that says sleep spots.
Okay.
And I just, boom, I go.
Okay. I'm going to make that today, starting today.
You're welcome.
Mark this campsite as the first place. Probably the most important question for me, especially as a female. How do you stay safe living in your element?
Okay, well, 90% of the people on here are men. So, we know this applies to the 10% of the women. Thank you so much for being here.
But they're there anyways.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So,
how do we girls stay safe out here?
Yeah. So, you cannot talk about where you are when you're there. Right? Because if you post on like whatever, Instagram or TikTok or whatever, like, oh, I'm here at this park right now, some dude's going to come and stalk you and find you.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So if you're going to...
I don't like the 100%.
No, 100%.
I don't like the 100%.
I'm sorry. It's the truth. So you have to, like, if you're going to post content, you want to do it once you're gone from that area. You are long gone.
Right.
Right? Because you don't want to... And especially,
I probably won't even have service in certain areas where I'm filming content, so I'd have to go to somewhere where I can edit and stuff.
But I'm just saying, if you happen to like an area a lot and you frequent that area, someone out there will find that area and know that you frequent it and like go there, you know?
Yay!
So, I know some people like Rosa. I talk about her because she's female.
Yeah.
But like if she pulls up to a campsite and it's like a big open campsite and then someone parks right next to them, she's like, I'm gonna move, you know, just as a preemptive, like, that's kind of lame. I want privacy, you know?
Yeah.
And I think you have to, I don't know as a woman, but you have to feel it out. You got to feel out the vibe. Right. You got to be like, something's not right here, and you got to like listen to that. I think. Right. You got to be smart about that.
Yeah, you are correct.
And you just carry a pew, and you just.
Or a knife.
Well, this is America.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is America.
Yeah.
This is America.
This is America.
This is America.
No. Pepper spray.
Bear spray.
Bear spray, pepper spray, something. I think it's not. It's an equalizer, right?
Yeah.
You know.
My hands.
Yeah. So,
Although.
So yeah, I think if you're like going to a truck stop, maybe you set up your bed beforehand.
Right. Put my window covers.
You drive window covers and you just hop in the back. You don't get out.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, there's a girl there.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing, right? Like that makes very logical sense, but I think I'm a very living in my own bubble kind of world. So I'll go outside and then I think I may attract too much attention, right? So it's important to do what you did, which is like if I know I'm going to be in an area that I maybe shouldn't like really hop out of the car, just kind of prep beforehand. Yeah. And then just go to sleep and wake up. Yeah.
Unfortunate reality.
Unfortunate, but that's the reality. And I think everything's going to be fine considering someone like Rosa has actually been doing it successfully and safely. And I think we're probably about the same size. And I feel good about knowing that she's been able to fend for herself.
Yeah, she's a tough girl.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So.
I guess part of me wants to ask you if you've ever had anything kind of dangerous happen to you, or anything where like you ran out of water, or like you were freaked by something, you know?
Yeah. So I was camping in the city at a place I frequent all the time. All the time. I'm always there. And I got really comfortable sleeping in the car. So to the point where I was like, I didn't even put on my window covers.
Oh,
I was just like, I'm just whatever. So I'm like in bed. I'm just about to like doze off to sleep. I'm like this close to dozing off to sleep. And then for whatever reason, I just like feel something or someone like looking at me. And there's like someone in my window peering in to the window and like looking to maybe break into the car.
What?
Yeah. And I was like asleep, but I'm like something's off, and I like
You felt that.
I woke up, and I see this dude with his hands in the window like this, and I was like half asleep, so my only reaction, he was here, so I knocked on the window.
Oh, that's good.
Right where that was just my first instinct, you know.
Yeah.
So then he took off and like started like running back to his car, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it go, and I let him drive off. And I moved spots, obviously, and I never slept there again.
That's scary.
Super scary.
Yeah, so I obviously will be keeping my window covers up, especially as I pull into sleeping areas that I feel like I really should have them up for immediately.
100%.
Like, I feel like when you show up to a campsite that's, you know, been pre-reserved and stuff, it's kind of a different vibe. Like, people are already camping out.
Yeah.
They've got their camping supplies, and, you know, nobody's really going to look into your car and steal stuff, but cities.
In the city.
Yeah. Okay, I think,
I hope I didn't freak you out for living in your car.
No, there's no going back.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no going back, actually.
But I mean, I think it's important to be mindful and careful. You know, like be prepared.
Street smart.
Street smart.
Be aware of your surroundings.
You're from Paris.
I'm from Paris. Yeah.
You got street smarts.
Ouais. I think that's about it. I feel like you gave me really good advice. I feel like now I know how to handle a lot. I just need to get to know my car maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make sure I know every little detail about it, really.
Well, I'm super stoked to have you part of the Element community. Thanks for reaching out to me, and I'm happy to see you start this journey.
Me
I'm
too.
stoked. And to know that like you watched my videos and now you're like, I want to do that, and now you're doing it. It's pretty cool.
Yep, that's really how it worked out, you know. Steven really inspired me, and now I'm here with Steven doing a video. Anything is possible. That's really what my takeaway is from this. Oh, and I just started learning how to drive this vehicle, you know, and
Stick shift. That's cool.
Yeah, drove it down here, and I'm starting to get to know Blueberry better and better every minute. And that feels really good. I think that's something that people say, right? Like when you get a Honda, you really start living in your element.
That's what I say. All right, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Please be sure to check out Lily's channel. What's the channel name?
Lily Strange Inc.
Lily Strange Inc.
Yep.
That's cool. It's not INC, it's INK.
INK.
That's cool. And also be sure to check out our channel memberships, where we have exclusive videos for only channel members. And that's all down below in the description. Thank you guys for your support. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Peace.
guys.